Hello and welcome to Manel Goes Racing, and as you might have noticed from the start of the video there, before my face appeared to disturb your day in the corner down the bottom there, we're in Raceroom and the release of the DTM 2021 pack. Now, the DTM 2021 pack comprises 6 cars. Now, one of the cars is the M6 BMW GT3, which is already in the game in the GT Masters 2018, the Fanatec GT Masters 2020, and the GTR 3. And the same actually goes for 4 of the cars in this pack are already in the game. The M6, this will be the 4th different class it's in. The Audi, it's the 3rd one it's in. The Merc is only in one other class because, strangely, they've not actually put it into the GTR 3 class. And the Porsche is in 3 classes as well. The only difference between these versions and the ones in the other classes are the fact it says DTM on the end. It makes no difference because the DTM spec, which was going to be slightly different to normal GT3, they were going to go for 600 plus horsepower. All the manufacturers went, nah, fuck that for a game of soldiers, you go with the spec GT3 or we don't bother. So in fact all of these cars are exactly the same as they already are in game. So the only 2 cars you're really getting are the 720S McLaren and the 488 GT3 Evo Ferrari. And those 2 cars, one of them's got 1 livery and the other one's got 2. So we'll start with the Ferrari, which is available with the AlphaTauri or the Red Bull livery. I'm not a fan of Red Bull. I never really have been, and I certainly aren't after the Formula 1 fucking fiasco last year, so we'll go with the AlphaTauri, which is Red Bull. Now, we're going to have a go around Silverstone, and we'll have a look at the car and have a look, see what it drives like. If my voice will last past the end of this. Frame rate 15 FPS. Press any key. Right, I'll drive out onto the circuit and then we'll go into an external view and have a look. Just so the camera can swing around it without hitting anything. Right, squealy brakes. If I press the right buttons on here, I'll get rid of the map, and then get rid of that, and then we'll just have a quick look in the cockpit, see when I press the right button, which I did. Reasonably modelled. Raceroom doesn't have the highest poly counts in the world, as you can see from the edge of the mirror there. It's a little bit, I can see the joins. But it's good enough. I mean, it's a racing car, you're meant to be racing, you're meant to be looking out there somewhere, not what's in the car, so not really worried about it too much. Now, if I remember which button to press, hopefully it's that one. Should take me to your leader, an external view, and if I press the right buttons, I'll hang myself down, am I drifting slightly, I'll put the brake on. I mean, it's a nice looking car. Externally it's nicely modelled. And zoom in a bit if I press the right button. It's a Ferrari 488 and it looks like one. I mean, what more can I really say apart from nice looking car? Shame about the paint job. Right, yeah, I'll just turn that back on so you can see what sort of lap times I'm doing and see my inputs, etc. Now, on do a lap to warm up, and then I have done a couple of laps already, and I will, if I turn it right way, I'll go down to about 40% on the traction control. I would like to be able to see out the mirror, see out the window a bit more on this. If you've got a triple screen or widescreen, or you're in VR, you'll have no problem seeing out of that, but I've actually made sure my head is literally on the top of my body and I can't see out the side window, which does make seeing apexes a little bit of an arse on tighter corners. Steering wheel weight, I've upped the FFB a little bit to give it a little bit more weight, and generally it doesn't feel too bad. It's a little bit, well, is bland the right term? I think the case of the GT3s are not the most exciting cars in the world at times. Some people might disagree with that. You are entitled to your opinion. But they are designed to be reasonably easy to drive because they're basically driven by non-professionals as much as anything, so comes with a choice of hard tyre or hard tyre. There is no adjustment in things like gearing, so once you run out of gears, you're out of gears. But that is as they are in real life. They don't tend to have a lot of adjustment things like that. Still got stone cold tyres. A little bit understeery, but again, not quite warmed up the tyres yet, so we'll see if a faster lap helps. Bit too much sausage, and I can't see that down corner. A little bit of rotation on power coming out of there in first gear. On a couple of places where I want to go first to second, you can't really do it because there's a little bit of a kick in the gear change, which can make life a little bit of a pain. Again, it feels a little bit understeery, still not got full temperature in the tyres, so might have to give it another lap. And I'll probably push it too hard on that next lap, but whatever. Again, it just feels a little understeery there. Like use of all the track and the green bits after it. That's what they're there for. A bit careful on that little transition between the left and the right because it tends to flick a little bit if you're not careful. What sort of lap time is that? About 202.5ish. A bit of a wrestling match required there. Again, a little bit of understeer, couldn't get the power because it's just feels like it's pushing the front all the time. And if you wind the traction control down another notch, you seem to just spin the bloody car. So a little bit of a balancing act. Again, with a bit more heat in the tyres, it might be better. Feel a little better. Too far. Oh god, I hate the way it invalidates your lap time and doesn't show you the bloody time. Why? Okay, the lap's not valid, but carry on showing the bloody lap time, why not? I just don't see the point. One more try then. Didn't quite get the guesstimate right on where the corner was. I don't know why I went down one more gear then. Strange person you are. Oh, nearly did it again. It's just pushing the front ever so much, ever so slightly, but just enough to be able to drift wide every time coming out of there, which is annoying, to put it bluntly. And definitely kills your lap times. Well, there were several more tenths to go from not getting the exit of Maggots Beckett's right, so I don't know if you'll be able to tune that out, give it a little bit more front end grip without completely fucking up the balance of the car. Who knows, but I am using just the Bogo standard default setup, so hard to tell. What? Oh, press the wrong button. How to confuse yourself in one easy lesson. Right, let's try the McLaren, which comes with just the one livery for your £4, whatever it is. I did notice there was at this Seat Cupra. Originally came with just one livery, and now you can buy a 40 odd for about £3.50, and it's like, really? Whatever. Alright, we'll just nip out at the end of the park it here somewhere and have a quick look around. Hide that lot. Again, that's quite reasonable. Inside, I mean, if you're in VR, it'd probably look fine if your VR headset's like mine, a bit it's not the highest resolution in the world, so. But everything's there that you need. I press that button, and then I press the right one over here. Again, is that the right one? Or was that the wrong button? No, that was the right one. Oh, I'm moving. Stand on the brake. Again, I really like the lines of the 720. I think it looks really nice. But it's not that different to the Ferrari, actually, so. If you were squinting, you'd probably go, oh, I'm not sure which one that is, unless you could see it all the way around. Again, nice looking car, nicely modelled outside. I wish there was an option to slow down the rotation on this swing cam a bit. But yeah, all very nice. Get back in the car, we'll turn the old hoodies back on. Wind it and get it the right way this time. I can actually see out the window a bit on this side, so whoop, doesn't stop it understeering, but at least I can see the apex a little bit before I turn in, so that helps. Again, I've done a couple of laps and I've wound the FFP up a bit, so it's got a bit more weight to it. Using the old per car keys. First impression, it feels a little bit more precise than the Ferrari. Feels like it's got a little bit not pointy as much, but just a little bit more precise front end to it. Whether or not that will show up in the lap time, we'll find out. Again, a couple of laps to warm the tyres up. Still a bit chilly on the front end there. Feels a little bit less like it's pushing the front end than the Ferrari does. And I think that's about a tenth quicker than the Ferrari was. Yep, definitely more positive. Actually feels more like it's rotating on power coming out of there rather than pushing, so that helps. Bit light on the brakes, didn't quite get the front end in. Oh shit, that's really annoying. There, it did push the front end a little bit. I'm going to go in Raceroom with this. Oh, we're not going to show you the lap time, bloody annoyance. Seems a little bit more push on lower speed, but no surprise there. Definitely less pushy than the Ferrari. Almost feels like I can drop it down one more on the traction control, but I'll probably end up spinning the car straight away if I do, so we'll leave it as is for now. Bit late turning in. Was that slower than the previous lap? I forgot to check. Turning too early that time, trying to compensate for possibly going a bit over the top with the So, what do I think? Well, to be honest, both not too bad. Both a nice addition to the GT3 class, but that's the rub as far as I'm concerned. Why didn't you just add them to the GT3 class instead of adding yet another frankly fairly pointless category, because DTM is now yet another one of the 57 or so different worldwide GT3. So hold your horses a second. So yes, yeah, so many GT3 classes around the world, and DTM's just another one. So I'm almost tempted to say, Sector 3, just please just have a GT3 class and stop adding ridiculous secondary classes that are meaningless, and just pile all the cars into the GT3R or GTR3. I mean, at the moment, I think it's the Bentley, the newer version of the Bentley and the latest of the AMG cars aren't actually in the GT3 class when you play it in single player, but they do get listed, I believe, on the, if you try and set up a dedicated server, they get listed in there, which is a bit of an oddity. But there you go. But all in all, they are a couple of nice cars. They lack liveries, obviously, because they're DTM specific, presumably. I don't know whether that's a licensing thing, that they've only licensed them for DTM, rather than going to the manufacturers and saying, can we license them across the board? So I'm guessing that's why they've done it that way. Personally, I'd be quite happy to just have a plain red livery on all the cars, or a plain black or whatever, and cut the crap with a 24p per livery or whatever it is. And I know they probably make a fortune out of the liveries compared with the actual cars, but yeah, it just seems a bit penny pinching. But that's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So, from me for now, yeah, a couple of nice additions, but like I said, I would have been happy to just see them in the GTR3 class, because that's basically what they are. It's a bit like ACC having lots of GT3 cars. Yeah, they're just GT3, and they lump them all in, and you can use any car and anywhere if you wanted to. So, for me, for now, enjoy your racing, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Where's my button?